Fermanagh GAA TV. Today we're coming from the marvellous surroundings of Maguire's Bridge, St Mary's Club here in Fermanagh. And on my right hand side is the man mountain, Ryan Hyde.
Yeah, we'd like to thank the Maguire's Bridge Club for having us here today as well. They've got great facilities here, I must say.
On a bit of breaking news first of all in this week's edition, I have the great news to welcome Mark Murphy from Derrylin back from Australia. He trained for Derrylin during the week and he trained for the Fermanagh County team last night in Lisson. So a massive good news for Fermanagh fans that Mark Murphy is back and he's fit to stay, and hopefully he'll be playing against them in a few weeks' time. On to matters this week, I want to start off by asking Ryan regarding Maguire's Bridge. Ryan, you've started off really well this year. Keith's really done great work over the last 3-4 years. He's got to last year's intermediate championship final where he's lost Dennis Skillen. This year, Colin Courtney's come in, he's won 3 games out of 4. One defeat only to Cannoli. You know, can you finally realise that goal and get promotion to Division 1?
Yeah, well, over the past years, Keith had done brilliantly with us. He had brought us on leaps and bounds, and Colin in this year. We have 3 wins out of 4, obviously losing to Cannoli, which was a bit of a disappointment, but hoping to move on from that one. In regards to promotion, I don't see why we shouldn't be able to get promotion this year. The 2 teams coming down, Lisson and Cannoli, we can both grab some points off both those teams, and we can compete with them this year. So if all goes well, Division 1 promotion should be in our grasp. Just
regarding you're playing Derrylin tomorrow, I know there's a few Fermanagh hurlers away this week from your club to play Warwickshire. Does that there be a knock-on effect to the Gaelic team then?
It does sometimes. Obviously some of the boys might be a bit fatigued coming into a few of the games, but we're missing about 5 or 6 of the boys going away this weekend. So they'll be back for the game on Sunday, so hopefully they'll be flying fit for it.
Hopefully.
Porrick, you as a media mogul, you know that the media plays an increasing role in the GAA.
Yeah.
How do you find dealing with the clubs in Fermanagh, just in relation to the media and to match reporting and things like that?
Well, I think I could talk all day regarding each club in Fermanagh. Some clubs are great website users, they put up brilliant websites which are free of charge to any club watching there. They're putting up results, match reports, fixtures, plenty of good photographs. 2 clubs in particular in Fermanagh do brilliant jobs on that there. Other clubs then use as well as Facebook, Twitter, updating latest scores, fixtures. But on the other hand, there is a lot of clubs out there that seemingly just don't use anything. And you know who you are. I'm sure there's January, February club meetings where people put up their hands and say, yes, I'll become our club hero this year. And then sadly, do nothing about it. You know, websites are free, Facebook and Twitter's free, so please try and help. And you know, if you're a PRO out there, just try and help the media. I know Armagh this week have confirmed that they now have an Armagh GAA app that can on any iPhone, and it's of course it's going to cost money, but it's where counties and clubs are going, and fair play to Armagh. Hopefully Fermanagh can follow suit shortly.
Yeah, everything helps, just promoting the local game as well.
It certainly does.
Ryan, I heard you were away last summer. You were out in Boston playing some football.
Yeah.
Good experience out there, and I'm sure you were a huge loss to the Bridge as well last year.
Yeah, well, I went out last summer, me and 3 of the boys, Lee and Shay Cullen from Benelec and Niall Dwyer from Enderby. We were asked to go out after our Croy campaign. We went out the following summer. Went out to Boston to play for Connemara Eels, and we won the championship out there. It was a great experience. I'd definitely go back. Obviously, I was disappointed to leave the club, and it was a hard thing to do, tell the managers, but they were happy for me to go. They were saying for me to go enjoy myself, and I did. I highly enjoyed it, and I'd recommend a lot of boys to go out and do it at least once.
Yeah. Just actually pushing on from, I'm sure you were a huge negative loss to Maguire's Bridge last year, and just on a loss of a player. Brookborough this year, let's be honest, they're struggling in Division 2 at the moment. The loss of Tommy McElroy's transferred to Parnell's in Dublin. That's a detrimental effect on the Brookborough side, Cormac, surely?
Yeah, that'll have a big impact on Jerry Mullen and his Brookborough team. I think they've only won 1 game in the last 4 outings so far this season. But Tommy McElroy's been a great servant to both his club and his county for the last number of years. Great player, great wing back. I'd love to see him driving down the wing of Bristol Park, and he can take a point as well.
Yeah, certainly.
But a man working in Dublin, he's working in a big company down there. It's going to be hard for him travelling up and down. He's given that commitment over the years. I wish him all the best, and hopefully down in Dublin with Parnells he can go ahead and maybe win a Leinster club or something like that there. He's certainly got the capability to do that, but Brookborough will be relying on the likes of John Malarkey and Aidan Boyle in these days to push on for Brookborough. But I think they're a good structure of the club side.
Yeah. And, I think every club that loses a big player, especially a county player.
Yeah. Well, look at ourselves, the Harps. You know, we lost Danny Ward, Aidan Gallagher over in Australia at the minute working. You know, if there's not the jobs here, it's hard to get the boys back.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, Mark Murphy's come back. I wonder will he find employment, or has he already got employment in Fermanagh?
Yeah.
It'd be good to get them boys back. Great addition to the football. Porrick, there's another full set of senior league fixtures on tomorrow at 3:30. Do you want to give us a wee run through them?
Yeah, no problem. The last week, of course, was the double headers, the Friday and Sunday. This week, the single fixtures on the Sunday. We're going to run through each game. Devonish v Rosslea. John Flanagan ruled out last week for up to 6 to 8 weeks for Devonish. That's a huge blow to the Devonish side, and you know the scoring burden's now going to fall on the likes of Barry Monroe and Chris O'Brien, and Rosslea's going down there. You know, you'd have to fancy Rosslea now with Big John out. Erin Gales v Donagh. Both had superb wins last Sunday against Newtown Butler and Derrygonnelly. I think the Donagh resulting in Derrygonnelly was real eye-catching. I'm pretty sure the loser of this game is going to go bottom, and it's going to be a worry. I just fancy Erin Gales playing simply because of home advantage. Derrygonnelly v Newtown Butler. I think the Harps have pretty much got a hamstring epidemic at the minute out there. Huge hamstring blows for the club. Just looking at Derrygonnelly as well, last year they did the best defence last year in Division 1 of the Senior Football League. This year they have the second worst defensive record. So that's a worry for the Paul Green, Roger McGovern and Francis McKenna. Belcoo v Tempo. What a game. What a game. Tempo's won 4 out of 4. This will be the true test of Tempo tomorrow though, going to Belcoo. Let's see how that game fares. And lastly, Timor v Ederney. Timor, they lost both games last weekend. Owen McManus, Barry Owens, injury doubts once again. Huge, two huge players out. And you just have to fancy Ederney if McManus and Owens are both ruled out. I do apologise for our junior footballers out there. We haven't really spoken much about junior football. Last night, Devonish beat Lisnaskea. The Devonish junior side, you know, they're always good. They're always every single year they're there. And once again, Rosslea, they're home to Enniskillen this evening. They're going for 6 from 6. Rosslea, they can do it senior and junior, so fair play to them.
Ryan, looking at Division 2, some very interesting games in Division 2 as well. We've got Derry Lynn versus yourselves, and that's away in Derry Lynn. Does it not get anything easy down there?
No, Derry Lynn are very hard to beat at home. Even with Murphy back, it's going to be even harder. Hopefully I'll be able to mark him and hopefully do a job on him. And with Mickey Cadden, who was our trainer for the last 3 years, he's out managing them now, so he's going to know the way that we work and the way that we play, so he's going to have a plan for us tomorrow. So hopefully with the way that we've been going on we'll be able to go get some more points this weekend.
Yeah, I'm sure the tussle between you and Mark Murphy should be
I'm looking forward
worth
to
the
it.
admission fee. Cormac, just on a few other matters regarding finances in GAA. We all know the Sky deal coming this summer. It was confirmed there a few weeks ago that Dublin have something like just over €2 million each year to spend on the whole county sides. Surely again the smaller counties such as Sally ourselves, Leitrim, Carlow, you know, is it level playing fields? You know, can the rich counties, you know, fire over the likes of Fermanagh, Carlow, Leitrim?
Well, Porrick, that's it's a very topic of debate at the minute. Dublin, of course, sponsored by AIG, a multi-international conglomerate. You know, they used to sponsor Manchester United. Certainly, make the analogy, you look at the size of Tracy Concrete, the Fermanagh sponsor, compare that to AIG, and the money filtering through to each of the club teams.
Yeah.
You know, Dublin seem to have adopted this elite player programme. You know, it's all about elite development and player welfare, and the money's just been pumped into that. You know, I wonder how many of the Dublin players actually hold full-time, stressful jobs and things like that. Are they allowed to train twice a day? Are they in the gym twice a day? Sure, they're given, everything that they need to succeed as elite players. To me, they're more like a Leinster rugby team.
They are.
They're like a provincial team where they're getting closer and closer to professionalism. You know, I wonder if Fermanagh had the likes of £2 million, how would we spend it?
Yeah, I just seen when Dublin beat Derry last Sunday, there was quite a few asked, how many of that Dublin team were going to be out working on a Monday morning.
Yeah.
Just regarding the Sky deal, I seen Sky were in Wexford Park last week, and they were very impressed by the grounds there. Is your Sky money going to come down and filter to the likes of Maguire's Bridge and give them a scoreboard, to Cole and give them new change rooms, to say for example Enniskillen and give them something, you know, is that the way the Sky money is going to go, do you think?
Well, I think, you know, the majority of the Sky money and that investment will be focused around the capital city in Dublin, around Crow Park, which Sky will be in there filming in Crow Park and broadcasting that around the globe. You know, perhaps more of that money should be made available to the smaller clubs like ourselves, Leitrim, Carlow, teams like that, Louth. You know, I think if we had some of that investment coming in, how would we spend it? Would we perhaps build a state-of-the-art gym training complex up at Lissan just to help the county boys here? You know, and certainly the Dublin boys are getting treated with, you know, with some great benefits down there.
It's something I'm sure the GAA is going to have to look into.
Yeah, but Dublin, to their credit, you know, 10 years ago they were languishing, they were happy to win an odd Leinster title, but then they sort of took the approach of, you know, investing in their underage structure. Their minor teams very successful, under 21s. Jim Gavin, these guys, you know, had the wherewithal and the foresight to look at that. Fermanagh perhaps need to adopt that model, put more money into the underage structure instead of last minute appointments of managers, and, you know, just get the development and work it way through, and in 10 years time hopefully we'll be winning an Ulster title for it.
Certainly hope so. Certainly hope so.
Ryan, just on a final note, Maguire's Bridge manager, Collie Courtney, we'd like to congratulate him on his success on Dragon's Den. What do you think he can bring to the Maguire's Bridge fold this year?
Well, hopefully some of that money to the club now, but no, Colin, looking at his previous experience with clubs, he was with Clonus for the last couple of years. Anytime he comes into a club, he always progresses them. So the way we finished last year, just missing out promotion and obviously slipping up at the championship final again, Enniskillen. Hopefully with his experience, he'll be able to push us on and at least get promotion or championship, or not both.
You certainly have a good team there with the likes of Niall Carson, Kieran Corrigan, you know, with your experienced players such as, like, say for example, Andrew Breslin. There's a good nucleus of Maguire's Bridge footballers there to maybe push on this year.
Yeah, definitely. There's obviously the more mature players and some of the better minors coming through. Colin's taking on both of them and he's making the best he can do with them, and I don't see why we shouldn't be able to push on to do something great this year with Colin.
Well, best of luck for the rest of the season, Ryan. Folks, that's pretty much all we have time for. I'd just like to thank once again Ryan Hyde, being a great guest. He spoke very well today. Cormac, anything else to say, mate?
No, we'd just like to wish the McGrath family from Balcoo the best of luck, and we don't like talking too much about soccer for it, but there's a few cup finals and things.
Certainly as well, today and Monday you have Paul McGrath, James McGrath, Ross Leys, Niall Cassidy and Balcoo's Shane McCabe playing for Glenavon and Lisbon. We'd like to wish them 4 players the best of luck and their 2 clubs respectively in the finals.
Good GAA men as well.
Folks, pretty much that's all we have time for. Get out this weekend, support your club, God bless and take care.